I'm on a date tonight, so I'll have to just looking good to I'll just do it in front of her, shouldn't I?
He's kept going! He's scored! Oh, Stockport pressure. And the header into the back of the net! It's Palmer! Played in again. And a superb goal! Johnny did it! Lisa! Rose tries to get the ball in. Wilkinson!
It's a 5-star performance from Stockport County.
All right, we got a small house, but we got a big bloody heart, I tell you.
Hello and welcome, of course, to the eagerly anticipated 68th episode of SK3 TV, the show for the thinking county fan, as long as what the county fan is thinking is, oh, give me that every week over a 4-0 win. Yes, I'm aware I'm a psychopath. It's fine. We've come to terms with it. Yes, we are here every week, usually on a Sunday, but one of us booked a Sunday night away, not knowing that she would have to do a podcast. Didn't we, Hannah?
Well, I mean, the short answer is yes. The longer answer is that I got caught up in the whole bank holiday. It's like Betwixtmas when days like cease to exist and events just happen. So yes, I did that. Sorry.
It's okay though, because I was working last night anyway, so it kind of worked out better. Well, and it's bank holiday, so it'd be rude not to do something on the Monday, would it not?
So it feels like the normal back to work. Let's just normalize this.
Yeah. Dan Mole, if you could let us know what Ben and Jerry's you're having so we can judge you accordingly, that'd be vital. Hello to Matt Bryan in Florida. Hello to everyone tuning in, whether it's on the YouTubes, the Twitters, or later on Catch Up on the audio. We've covered all the bases there. Shall we get into some, because we've got so much to talk about tonight. We'll have a bit on Nick Powell, even though we pretty much covered it last Sunday. We've got Bradford, we've got Burton, and we've got 2 games against Wigan. It's the glamour of podcasting that I love so much, is that we get to talk about 2 games with Wigan. Very exciting. Never have thought when we were playing North Ferriby away that we'd be doing that. Right, let's do some admin after this. Don't like looking into the camera. We are, of course, proudly sponsored by Blackbird Kitchen, on the pans at Gorilla Manchester, on the grills at Impossible Manchester, and now on the fryers in fine form at Lens Chippy Droylsden. If you're enjoying the show for whatever reason, maybe the padded cell has started to get a bit boring for you. Maybe your family have left you and you've got nothing else. But if you are enjoying the show, you can, of course, buy us dildos / coffee / things we need on our Buy Me a Coffee, which is in the episode description. And Hannah, what else have we got in terms of admin?
Like and subscribe, please. That's it.
We are
sign, and hold it up.
I'll get my whiteboard out again for next week.
Oh no, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, with my little social media content creator buddy, we'll do a like and subscribe, guys, advert that you can just press a button each week and it's there.
Oh yeah. I've been meaning to do one of them, but it gave me a headache, so I didn't.
I'll do that. I've nailed CapCut tonight, so
you have indeed, as you can see on our Twitters.
Yeah.
Lovely. That's great. That's really good. Just sailed through the admin there, no messing about. And we're into the show proper. 4.5 minutes in, so we'll get on to some football. Anything you want to cover before we get on to the football?
No, I don't know. Did you have a nice weekend? Other than, I feel like, I mean, I saw you less than 48 hours ago.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Since then, I've been to Liverpool, and it was a fun day to go to Liverpool. I'll say fun, because it was Everton's first game at their new stadium yesterday. So by the time we were at dinner at like 8:30 last night, there was one of the drunkest people I've ever seen having a nap at the table. Yeah, there was someone that I saw on Twitter this morning who'd had they were a Brighton fan. They'd had their car towed and they couldn't get to it until tomorrow when it reopens. So they were sleeping on a bench. And honestly, if I'd have seen it on Saturday night, like, I mean, we were just having a ridiculously frivolous night in a hotel. Like, I would have said, like, you can just come in 2 hours, we'll go home, it's all good. We went to Liverpool 1 today, and Charlotte won £10 on the Iceland food flight.
That's my dream.
I know, it was great. And then we went to Iceland, so I now have a freezer full of Greg's sausage rolls, sausage, bean and cheese pastry, and croissants. You know, the cook at home croissants, they do Greg's ones with those.
I'm sorry, what? This is big.
And it was like three items for £10, but the bean and cheese things are half price. So yeah.
I'll be having a little travel to Iceland, and I will regale you with tales of what I've bought when I see you tomorrow night.
Did you buy any more Fruity Vapes?
Yes, I've got a lovely apple one for anyone wondering how #Fruity Vape Summer is going on. It's just the gift that I give to everyone now, the gift of Fruity Vapes. Wait till Christmas comes around, it's going to be wild.
I feel like I should take this up. Like, someone suggested to me a while ago that vaping might be good for my general stress levels in terms of like mindful breathing thing.
Because pretty much, I mean, nobody who vapes used to actually smoke. It's just become a thing now. You don't have to be a smoker to vape. We're a very inclusive crowd, I think.
The Vapers.
Yeah, we're woke vapors. Yes, that's us, and I'm taking that. Right, we will get on to the football then right after this. So, 8 days ago, we were joined by your other podcast husband, Liam, to preview the Bradford game on Tuesday that didn't end up happening, so we'll have nothing to talk about there. We, I think, pretty comprehensively covered the whole Nick Powell episode. It was confirmed on Monday with a very curt statement.
It was very
meow.
It was very, and I did really enjoy the messages from people saying, why haven't we sold him? But I think a statement of, we've sold him for £1 and a bag of squashies. Would have had the same vibe. Like,
but try it though. We should do that at some point. Just for the banter.
Yeah.
I did enjoy all the Bradford fans like kind of commenting and that usual thing of saying, "Oh, what's he like?" And you're like, "Well,
yeah,
his kids in the physio room mainly. Enjoy, lads."
Did you see the signing video that Bradford put out of him playing against them like back in the day for Crew, and that he does an awful dive, and then it's edited really badly, but he gets up wearing a Bradford kit and does the whole thing.
The whole he does the whole pretend you're happy to be here, Nick, please, for the love of God.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna skip ahead chronologically, but it's an easy segue. We can go back. because I am not bitter at all about the events of Tuesday. On Saturday night, it amused me greatly to send the chicken a message saying, knowing inherently that Nick Powell had not played and not featured in any way, shape, or form, other than probably trying the pies at
Yes.
like, because he did that. He asking how he'd got on, and the response I got back made it worth it, because the response was, Graham Alexander wants to wait, doesn't want to rush him, wants to wait until he's 100% because he's not been playing much football. And therein, like that kind of, that tells the full story, really. So yeah,
It's very much, it could be like trademarked, like the Powell problem or something, that he's never 100% fit, so you can't wait for him to get 100% fit to play him. But then to get him 100% fit, you need to play him. But if you play him, he'll get injured. So how do you solve a problem like Nick Powell? I do, but it's not as though, I think, as we touched on last week, it's not as though they're relying on him for, it's not like their survival lies in his hands. He's very much a nice to have player, if you look at what they've got.
I mean, again, not wanting to skip ahead, they're obviously kissing the league anyway, aren't they? I mean, they're I can't even tell you how secure their automatic promotion slot is. We may as well just let them have it now.
Yeah, it just stinks of a County Bradford playoff final, and that's a level of.
Don't. I can't, honestly, couldn't.
There's too much closeness. Like, between us, we know too many Bradford. Like one of my best friends is a Bradford fan. Not a dickhead about it, luckily. So
I can't say the same, but I do.
No, that's the problem.
But he'll enjoy it. We'll know because the comments will start coming in. But we might have foiled him by going 24 hours early. Who knows? Late even.
Maybe. I'm all about foiling people. Me, that's basically all I want to do with my life.
He's been doing the Bradford Park Avenue, the social media tweets today.
That explains a lot, because I saw something.
Yeah,
I saw something today that suggests that it must be someone we know doing it, and it was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So there's a thing. I was watching an interview the other day with Jimmy Carr. He was talking about Sean Locke, and he said, "Oh, when you die twice. You die once when you die, and then you die a second time when someone mentions you for the last time." So with that in mind, this will be the last ever mention of Nick Powell. That's quite
okay.
So do you want to enjoy that for a second?
We could remember fondly the bedtime story.
We will remember, and I'll remember fondly that he was a bloody handsome lad as well.
Yeah, although had gone blonde in some of his Bradford announcement photos, but was grey again by by the time he started training. Incredible. Yeah. Incredible.
Several different haircuts in one signing, but that's the Nick Powell thing done. I'd imagine, you would guess that discussions have sort of been had in the background, saying, yeah, maybe this wasn't the best of ideas. Who knows? But it would certainly would not be surprising given how the signing came about. I would expect discussions were had, but we've learned from it, thank God. And in Ollie Norwood, I think it's fair to say we've got the player we thought we were getting with Nick Powell.
Yes, I think that's fair. And there was some, I think it was either David Sharp or Graham Alexander alluded to Powell's kind of seniority and knowledge and what he was bringing to the club. I think, or maybe it was a Powell interview, and he said, I know what I'm here for. I was like, okay, good. But if that's what they want from him, then I don't think that they'll get. Maybe he's reformed. Maybe he's seen, you know, the contribution that Ollie Norwood has made. I mean, on Saturday, it was like having a player manager on the pitch. But yeah, we'll get to that. We've got a, you know, short detour through the hellscape that was Tuesday first.
Yeah, so I went on Radio Manchester earlier. They didn't ask me to. I just thought if I phone up enough times, they'll be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, fine, just say your piece." So this might be controversial to some people, but I stand by it. I think we've learned a lot more from. So it's weird because I think we're on 2 points a game. Which, if you finish your season on 2 points a game, you're most likely going up, bar something extraordinary. So that's good. But in terms of the performances, I feel we're learning more from the way we have played than if we'd won every game by 2 or 3 goals and we're clear at the top of the league. I think it's quite clear where the issues are, and we have a week to sort them in terms of the transfer market. I mean, we'll get on to Saturday afterwards. I would genuinely rather have that every week than be winning 3 or 4-0 because I'm just a disgrace. But
What, Saturday or Tuesday?
No, Saturday. I'd rather win games like that than win them 3 or 4-0.
I don't endorse that opinion. I would say that if we go back to Tuesday, Charlie's program notes on Saturday. Oh, we can talk about me being in the program on Tuesday. That was fun.
This is good.
Like, I've not even put it on like social media or anything because I was that miserable afterwards. I had proper, like I think a lot of people had proper kind of head loss post Tuesday, and it wasn't because it was a particularly important game. It wasn't because, like, you know, Liam was being, we'll call him a cock because it's chicken reference. But he was arguing with Charlotte as we were walking out the ground, and I just could not be bothered with it. But there was this, you know, oh, we're brilliant. We did exactly what we needed to do. I think the frustration for me and the disappointment was that first half we were the best that I've seen us play. Certain, and Charlie said in his program notes, that's where I was going with it. That was perfect. That was exactly what he wanted. And so, you know, in some ways it should give us confidence that we can play like that. And what went wrong ultimately was that Graham Alexander, who never, ever, ever makes substitutions until 80 minutes, 75 maybe. And it's something that, I mean, Charlie used to do this and he used to get pelters for it, and he has very much changed. Graham Alexander gets a similar amount of criticism from the fan base. He made changes at halftime, which is completely out of character. It wouldn't have been what we were expecting. And the change in personnel, I mean, it wasn't really a change in formation, but it was a change in kind of approach and tactics. Sars, bless him, who just looked a little bit lost in the first half, like sprung into action. I'm still incredibly gutted that I didn't put money on him to score because
I was telling everybody to do it.
Right.
I was telling people at work, I was like, stick a tenner on this, and then I didn't. Like an idiot.
Yeah. Bobby Poynton was brilliant. He's a player who kind of has taken a little while to come into his form, but he, again, like, taking him off was a clear kind of statement of intent that they weren't mucking about, and we didn't know what to do with it because we were after our halftime ass kicking, where probably the team talk was very much, you're doing everything that I want you to do, you're doing brilliantly, do more of the same. But if the opposition kind of changes ultimately, then you can't just do the same and expect the same results. And this is where, Charlie's often said they didn't do what I told them to do.
Yeah.
In terms of, they weren't listening to instructions. So I'd imagine, and he is appears to be a very direct manager. I don't imagine he minces his words very much. Like, we have seen some of that. But he, you can imagine that that's quite intimidating. And if that message has got in to their heads, like, no, we can't diversify. We can't change what we're doing because we have to do what we've been told to do because it's been drummed into us.
Yeah.
Then, I can see why he wasn't as kind of cross as some people expected him to be afterwards, because ultimately they've kind of done his bidding. But also he had that first half performance, which was, I mean, Bradford fans, in fairness to them, have said they've not seen anyone play against them like that. But Bradford have got what Bradford did in the second half was that kind of proper press, and we just didn't respond to it.
Yeah, it was. So I missed the first half. I was out for a meal, so I got home and switched the telly on dead on half time. Looked at the stats and thought, well, pretty much the same thing people seem to be saying on Twitter. How is this only 1-0?
Yeah.
And then I was seeing Bradford fans at halftime saying, "Oh, can we have a kick of the ball, please?"
Yeah.
And just I was just thinking, God, how good were we in that first half? And then as good as we appeared to have been first half, we did a complete 180, and I saw people at halftime on Tuesday saying it was the best half they'd seen from a county team in like 60 years of going.
Yeah.
I wouldn't quite go that far, given if you go back to Man City in '97, just case in point, but we might not see it. But still, for people to be saying stuff like that, people who aren't prone to hyperbole were saying that. And that's when you think, oh God, it must be good. But then second half was, I mean, I can't believe it was only 2-1 in the end, because they were absolutely rampant. Bradford were. Every time they came forward, I was just convinced they were going to score. Now you were in the ground, so you'll know a bit more about it. There were boos for Ibitore, I believe.
Not from where we were. I've talked about this before. The acoustics in Edgeley Park are really weird. So sometimes there'll be like, people will say, "Oh, in the Cheadle end, we never hear the pop side." In the pop, you don't like often hear stuff from the Cheadle end, and the same if you're in the main stand, you don't. So I didn't hear that. We had a little round of Ibitore as a county fan on the pop side, but I didn't hear him being booed. But that's not to say it didn't happen.
Yeah, I think if there was, it'll be a minority of probably thick kids, I'd imagine. I don't know.
Yeah.
A player who I'm really happy to. There's two players I'm happy for this season that are doing well. One of them's county adjacent, one's not. One's Ibitore. The other's Jack Grealish. Weirdly enough, I was very happy.
Oh, did you see that video of him earlier? Like in his car going out of the training ground.
Yeah.
So it just seems, and everything that I've seen with him, like he does a lot for people living with additional needs, because he's got his sister, isn't it? And yeah, he just seems like a lovely boy.
Yeah, lovely boy. We'll get on to lovely boys very soon, Hannah. Yeah. You might have jinxed it. So we got a fair bit of debate coming off the back of this from Charlie's interview, because for the first goal, which was just a terrible goal to concede, no one has come out of that looking good. But there was a reference to us conceding a goal from a similar situation that we conceded against Orient in the playoff second leg, and it was the same player to blame. Now,
lapse of concentration.
Now, it baffles me that it's become accepted that this was Ethan Pye.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Both of these goals are available to watch.
The mistake that Ethan Pye made against Orient was so kind of, it was like, it felt like, I remember saying afterwards, well, you know, he's made one mistake this season at that level. Like, you know, you can't, you absolutely can't. But actually, it's the same here. And my take from this is that, you know, players are human. They aren't and can't be expected to not make silly mistakes, and they can't be perfect. And sometimes those mistakes will cost us. But one lapse of concentration didn't lose us that game against Leyton Orient. It didn't lose us that game on Tuesday night. So I just hope, having listened to Owen Moxon talk about his time at Carlisle, about him kind of stopping playing football for a long time because he wasn't enjoying it, I hope against hope that he is the kind of player that responds in the right way to that kind of form of public criticism, and isn't someone who kind of takes it to heart. And actually, I was delighted that he started. I mean, I know we don't have loads of options, but delighted that he started on Saturday, because I was worried that that was the kind of the foreshadowing of it.
Yeah, he's got a lot of criticism last few weeks because he seems to really fall off a cliff from like 60-65 minutes onwards. But I don't think people are realising just how much work he's getting through.
And that's
he's
the
fully
thing.
box to box. His pressing is absolutely outstanding. So it's no wonder that he's absolutely knackered. It's not ideal. We'd rather he wasn't.
Yeah.
But then I think Saturday, inversely, he came to life after the hour mark. I thought,
but there was like, after Ollie Norwood's goal, spoiler, Ollie Norwood scored. The team transformed. It was like, I don't know, it was energy, it was I don't know, just they looked absolutely different. And the one thing I would say, and Owen Moxon was a player that I had an argument about last weekend, again, his stats suggest again that he is largely beyond refute in terms of the kind of activity. You know, we talked about pressures last week, and again, he is, you know, above and beyond. Like, no one else on the pitch from either team is anywhere near him, and his you know, all of his stats are impeccable. And I think to the naked eye, you don't necessarily see that because you're looking for someone to play the ball forward, to dribble.
Yeah.
You see that stat about Jack Diamond, that Jack Diamond's got the most successful dribbles of anyone in League One. But passing on Saturday was dire in terms of, you know, successful completed passes. And that's where we're struggling. And if you look at our, like, on I should share some of this. Like, I feel like I'm gatekeeping all of this data that other people find really interesting.
No, these other people don't deserve it, Hannah. You can be the keeper of the data.
The keeper of the data. I still think that there is like some kind of weird ASMR podcast, like the Shipping Forecast, where I just talk like.
Let's do this, please.
Data. I'd really enjoy it. And where was I going with this? Data. Oh yeah, so successful dribbles and passes. But all of our passes are between the defenders and the midfield. And then once we go forward, it is kind of individual runs.
Yeah.
And so like the it's not translating forward. And I think the completed passes is something, successful passes is something that we really need to work on there, but also that kind of getting the ball forward and crossing it in rather than relying on individual runs, which Jack Diamond is clearly brilliant at, but there won't be a goal on the end of each one, obviously.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I did. We'll get onto it shortly, actually, when we get to, because it'll be more relevant talking about the Burton game. So the Sarcevic winner, and I felt Corey Adai got a bit of criticism for that when it was hammered at him close range. I don't think you can. I think there's criticism that could possibly be had of him from recent games, but that's not it. Really good finish, and then it's like we need any excuse for a bit of weirdness, because Sarcevic did that whole thing that I hate, where a player won't celebrate against their former team. Just do it. Just celebrate. I wanted him going full Adebayor, running to the Cheadle, doing a knee slide, giving it out. I want that. I don't care, mate. I don't care. It doesn't diminish his status.
Have you seen the celebration from the other angle, though?
So yeah, he beats the badge. That's fine by me. I've seen people say, "Oh no, fuck him then." So well, what do you want him to do? Like pull his shirt up to reveal a county tattoo or something? Like what do people want?
And I thought it was really nice as well that when he was subbed off, all four sides of the stadium clapped him off. You know, I think there was a lot of kind of post-game silliness in terms of certain Bradford fans who are very well known to me just trying to poke and pick at things. And there is this whole thing that, you know, we said that Sars wasn't good enough for League One, and look at him. That wasn't the case. We offered him a contract. He wanted different terms. Good for him. You know, last season they, as a fan base, didn't rate him at all. The only reason he's got this ridiculous hero status now is because of that goal that wasn't.
Yeah, they didn't even score.
96 minute. And you know, again, same criticisms that he sometimes had from people at County, that he was lazy, that, you know, he only comes good in a contract year, and so it's a little bit revisionist, I think, but you know, he's loved by them, and he's doing a great job. So good luck to them for the season. I do think Bradford are a team a bit like a Mansfield, that we tend to not always do brilliantly against. Last time we were in League Two, I think we drew both, or drew one and lost one. It was that awful Boxing Day game where the pitch was pretty much unplayable. It shouldn't have.
Oh, wasn't that the one that Nick Powell basically had a look at and was like, "No, you're all right.
I'm injured."
Yeah, don't blame him.
So I think that Bradford are just one of those teams for us. We've lost Wrexham, so
yeah, I get the feeling we'll play Bradford a few more times this season, aside from the league meeting at home. I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling there'll be
last time we played them, they beat us and properly pulled our pants down. It was that Liverpool have just scored. It was that was it Virtue Trophy last?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I'd forgotten that. Yeah.
So yeah, I think just one of those. Did you see? I think I shared it with you, but if anyone else hasn't seen it, it is actually quite entertaining, and I reposted it on Twitter. The Wrexham Aviation Gin advert.
Loved it.
So this is Ryan Reynolds saying that they've brought out this new special edition aviation gin. It's got a Wrexham scarf on.
It's no Stockport gin, though, is it? Let's be honest.
It's not. And there you go. There's a thing for Paul. With a scarf on, like the aviation gin. Anyway, so they've done these bottles, and he was saying, you know, it's not just doing well in Wrexham. I can't remember what the term was. Well, no, the Flying Off the Shelves comes next. But they were struggling to find a bottle in Charlton. It's Flying Off the Shelves, and then there's an old lady in a Charlton kit, like literally walking down the aisle and picking them up. And then he says, like, and in Stockport, and there's a barman pouring it down the urinal while someone in a blue top's like giving them the V's. And then there's something about Chester, which I can't remember what it was, but it's actually very funny.
I enjoyed it.
I shared it on Twitter if anyone hasn't seen it.
Yeah, Reynolds and McElhenney absolutely smashing it again. Maybe not so much on the pitch, but we don't care about that because they don't live rent-free in our heads. So.
No, but they've also got, I noticed last night on Disney Plus, there is a new documentary because they bought that club with Ava Longoria. Is it Ava Longoria? I think so.
Yes.
Metaxi or something, Metaxi. So there's a documentary for that as well, and I feel like I might enjoy that more.
I mean, you had me at Eva Longoria, to be honest, Anna.
Eva Longoria.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they've bought a club together. Yeah, that's right. In Mexico, I think. Yeah,
because she was involved with what's it called, Angel City. And
that's
then they've done that as well. So I'll give that a go at some point this week and report back.
I'm currently working through The Simpsons on Disney Plus, so I'll be with you in about 10 years.
Oh right, okay.
That's fine. We'll get there. We've had a nice little fight. This all links in so well. Chris Eaton with a nice little stat there. We had 62 more completed passes in the first half against Bradford than we did in the entire 90 on Saturday. Talking of Saturday, we'll get onto that in a second. But talking of Chris Eaton, in light of the goal we saw on Saturday, Chris Eaton has put together a bumper jumbo Matty Warburton free kick compilation, and it's the random county non-league goals of the week.
It's not going to be Thomas, he's leaving it for Matty Warburton to hit. It's gone into the bottom corner. The goalkeeper completely missed it. Clever work from Adam Thomas, who moved that ball crucially to give him the opportunity. Gary Stockport's trying to claim that he got a little nick on it, but Matty Warburton is also celebrated. It's Warburton, it's right-footed, it's into the bottom corner! Matty Warburton does it again! Stockport County are back in front. 51 minutes gone, and a Matty Warburton special. He curls it round the wall. His 23rd goal of the season. It's County 2, Telford 1.
There we go. Lovely stuff. Thank you to Chris Eaton for sourcing that, which brings us on very nicely to Saturday. Jamie, lovely day full of promise. I went big on Des's blog and said 4-0 County win. So I was,
Oh, is that still happening? Like, where
yeah.
are we on the league table so far?
It's not going as well as last season, I'll be
Oh,
quite
well.
honest with you. However, Jonathan, aka the Geordie Hatter, is top of the league at the moment, so that counts as a win. That's like if Man City didn't get through the Champions League group stage, but Girona did. It's sort of like it's all under the same umbrella, so it's fine. It's okay. We'll
Right.
take that. We can go and get the trophy with him and all that at the end of the season. It'll be all right.
Right. Okay. Fine. Yeah, I'm happy with
So
that.
all that optimism, fun in the sun, lovely day out, and then within about 10 minutes, you sort of got this feeling that we weren't really at it. It was evident very early. And it's not as if Burton were all over us or anything and creating loads of chances. It was just such a non-event. It really was. I don't like it.
It just felt incredibly hard work. It felt, I don't know. And like, again, I don't think they were brilliant. We just looked a bit, I don't know, a bit lost and a bit, I don't know. Yeah.
Can we use the word leggy? And can we discuss whether it's a worry that players look leggy at this point of the season?
What do you mean by leggy in this context?
Just a bit knackered to the point that they've got that tired, almost having the tiredness in the legs, and that sort of goes into the brain as well and gets in the head. There's something I can't put my finger on it.
I wouldn't worry about legginess in that context. I remember Grant McCann saying a couple of seasons ago, and he was using it to excuse away some bad performance at Harrogate. But he was like October. That's when you until then you can't expect players to be at 100%, 90 minutes. You know, that we're still in kind of pre-season and getting back to it. So I think we can excuse it. I think the mental tiredness probably comes from it can't have been a fun few days. Despite, you know, what Charlie said. I think that there's an awful lot of pressure on them. I mean, I shared those. So the pre-game stats for the game were, so we beat Burton twice last season, scoring 5 goals across 2 meetings. Burton have won just one of their last 8 league games against sides from Greater Manchester, drawn 2, lost 5, and that was a 2-1 away win over Wigan.
And before anyone asks, we are in Greater Manchester and we're also in Cheshire, and that's fine.
Yeah, I can't be asked with like that. Just this, it is what it is. This is the EFL. They make the rules, not the boundaries. After losing 2-1 to Brad, this made me laugh, and then Dave Philbin kind of brought me back to ground with this because I was about to lose my head. Stockport will be looking to avoid losing successive home league games in the EFL for the first time since January 2011. And I sat there thinking, really? Like that year that we came up into the EFL and we had a torrid start, like, did we really not lose 2 games in a row at home? Apparently not. Not since 2011, which is shocking until you remember that from 2011 to 2022, we weren't in the EFL.
Yeah. I love it when they put stats like that in there, and they make you to the untrained eye. You know, if there's a comment, because that's the sort of thing that commentators the neutral commentators will say on the Sky coverage.
Yeah.
And it needs someone to just say, look, yeah, that it's true, but there's a massive caveat here.
Yeah. And then the last one was that Burton hadn't won away in their last 5 league games before playing us. So, you know, they'd scored 3 goals. They they'd conceded 3 goals in 3 of the last, like, so it wasn't looking good for Burton. So of course the first half happened the way it did.
Yeah, and I mean, even their goal looked like one of the scrappiest goals I've ever seen. It's that thing again. It's a criticism that's been levelled at Corey Adai quite a lot, is his tendency to parry the ball back out into danger, and he'll usually get away with it because of the quick thinking of the likes of Ethan Pye is normally the one bailing him out in that situation. But there seemed to be, after the ball had been put in the back of the net, Corey Adai was running over to the linesman. I don't know whether he thought whether he thought he had the ball and had it taken off him, or whether he thought it was an offside. I don't know. But either way, the goal was standing, and genuinely didn't think it could get much worse at that point. It wasn't even that we looked second best, because we made them look better than they were. But you think, well, it's all right. We're 1-0 down, 1-0 down, half an hour or so in. Plenty of time to come back. We've shown multiple times over the last few years that we can come back when we're a goal down. And then it all seemed to turn on that one moment.
And in a very weird twist of fate, I'm just watching, I've got Newcastle Liverpool on, and Gordon, who has the very, very same hair as Brad Hills, has just been sent off.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh God! Oh, that's astonishing.
Yeah.
There's must be something about that. Must be something about that haircut. Is it a VAR thing? Because it says yellow here.
I think it was it's technically second yellow, but it did go to VAR and then was given as the second yellow. But I think, I mean,
Flash score still says just. Oh yeah, there we go. It's changed now. There we go.
Did you not believe me? I've literally just seen him walk off the pitch.
No, it was like the Curzon Ashton moment all over again. I was like, until my Flash scores updates, I refuse to believe this. I'm going to miss out on 10 minutes of celebrating.
Yeah, I don't like it's. I think it's really interesting that come the second half, when it still felt like we were making things really hard for ourselves, I'd completely forgotten that we were playing with 10 men. It didn't, it didn't just kind of feel like, I don't know. I think because the nature of it, and I think, if Brad Hills hadn't done what he'd done, it probably would have gone for a yellow and a penalty. I think better communication between him and Corey. I mean, I've seen some criticism leveled at Corey for, being on a bungee cord, like a short bungee cord from his goal. Like, be under no illusions. That man is doing exactly what he's told to do. Yeah. And, if he's been told to and bloody hell, like for the first half of last season, or until there was that kind of swap in for Ben, not staying in his box was a massive criticism that was leveled at him. So he can't do the right thing, bless him. But
it's almost a fine margins thing, because like you said, if Bradley Hills waits, we're calling him Bradley Hills now apparently. It's because he's been a very naughty boy, Hannah. So
right.
Full name. Yeah. Him.
So that makes me laugh, because there was so after my whole "he's a lovely boy" thing, and Joseph Alowu got called a lovely boy, someone that's not a County fan that I was talking to about this was like, "Oh, it's like that thing from Monty Python." I've not seen any of the Monty Python films. So this arrived like by text message on Friday night, like, he's not the Messiah. He's a very, very naughty boy. And the intention was that I was going to dub it so it said he's a very, very lovely boy. In reality, I was saved the effort. And my CapCut skills were sufficient because we could just use naughty boy. But I mean, he will play tomorrow. And hopefully,
Although we're not sure now. We think it might be. I think the exception to the ban is the Football League trophy.
Well, it would
rather
make
than the FA
sense.
Cup. That makes more sense. We'll find out at roughly 6:30 tomorrow night.
But then that's fine, isn't it? Like, if he doesn't play tomorrow, then he's back for Saturday.
Yeah, either way, yeah. He'll be playing one of the games against Wigan. You'd expect, but I suppose if he leaves it and if he waits another yard, half a yard before he makes that challenge, then like you said, it's a yellow and it's a penalty. But then most likely we're 2-0 down,
right? And
against the side that can that have made it quite clear they can frustrate us, and they certainly frustrated us at times last season in the game at Edgeley Park that we won, that we just held on at the end.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have fancied our chances there. And then that gave rise to there was two changes immediately. Malik Mothersill, who had looked quite bright, he'd had that run down the right hand side where no one could seem to catch him, and then he dragged his shot wide. He actually looked like he had a bit of something about him. So he was replaced by good old Jesse Fevs, and
he was brilliant.
Yes, it was absolutely brilliant. And so when the lineup was announced before the game, and I mean, anyone who watches this, anyone who knows me knows that the Kyle Wootton disrespect might be the most annoying thing about County for me. And some people on Twitter were taking great joy in the fact that he was on the bench rather than starting. They thought this was the answer to everything, and he was the reason that we weren't maybe playing to our full capability. And I said before the game, my dream scenario is now that we have to bring Kyle Wootton on to rescue the game, and he goes on to get the Man of the Match award. So imagine my delight and my shock, Hannah. Oh, I was a happy boy. Oh, God. It's nice when you're right about things. It doesn't happen very often with me.
He made a massive difference. While still, I mean, there wasn't an instant change. Like, it felt like a slog going into half time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was the right move. Nathan Lowe, as he's great, but he needs to be kind of in position. He's not taking that ball forward and creating chances in the same way that Woods does. So although when we were I was on the radio, you were giggling next to me in the car on Saturday night, Keith Hill's calling him Wooten for the entire interview. Which
it's not like Keith Hill to know fuck all about
yeah, so it wasn't. I mean, the stats from Saturday are not a happy read at all. But we are back to, whether it's a good thing or not, effectively shithousing wins that we didn't necessarily deserve.
I'm fine with that. That's the clearest barometer possible of a team that's going to be up there at the end of the season. If you're doing that, if you're doing that despite not even gelling yet, then that's superb.
The XG, so they do this like race chart thing where they look at XG across the 90 minutes, and based on that, there was a 77% chance that it was an away win, 16% chance that it was a draw, and 7% chance, and these, I don't know if these numbers even add up. I guess they probably do, but 7% chance of a home win. That's how little we look like scoring.
That's about right, because I looked on the Bet Insights at halftime, and we were 18-1 at the highest to win at halftime.
You've got that goal. So their goal shows a real shift change. They go from like real step up, whereas our goals don't, that like incremental improvements. And then at about 82 minutes, it just stops. We have no chance of scoring, pretty much. that.
I mean, I suppose their goal was a tap in, so you're talking high XG. Lest we forget, they hit the post as well from the free
They
kick
did.
that they won. And I was in full panic mode then. I was just convinced we
Yeah.
were going to get overrun. And for all that, with the 2 subs, there was a lot of talk at half time of the plot having been lost and those changes being strange ones to make. But I do love it when that happened. I mean, I was questioning him as well, to be in all fairness. And then there was more changes at half time, and I'd had too much to drink, so I sent a text saying, "Oh, Hills has been taken off at half time." Completely forgetting that he'd been sent off about 15 minutes before. Never drinking at a home game again. But it's that thing. Yes, it was twice to hit the post before half time. Thank you, Chris Eaton. But it was that thing. It was something Jim Gannon used to like doing, especially when maybe we didn't have the huge budget for a 20-30 goal a season striker. It'd be having a big man up top who you can bounce the ball off, and then have 2 players with pace either side of him. And Jack Diamond, it might be closest to the happiest I've been for a player, because he signed last summer as like a big signing. Obviously, his career has stalled through no fault of his own. He's come to us. This is his new home. This is where he can like rebuild his career again. And then he gets given the number 7 shirt. You think, well, he's going to be an automatic starter. And then the Louis Barry thing happens late in the August window. Diamond is restricted to cameo appearances until January. And then the second half of the season, he really gets going. As we mentioned the other week, the end of the season has come at the wrong time for him because he's hit form. And then he's really taken off again this season. And any other week, that goal would be getting replayed everywhere. Because it was a fantastic. The hold-up play and the pass from Wootton in particular was superb. Yeah. Great finish on his left foot that we've talked about a lot, about how he needs to improve his left foot. Clean finish on his left foot. Probably a fairly low XG chance again. Not as low an XG as the winning goal. I'm assuming. I'm assuming that was like 0.01 or something. So yeah, he's kind of going to get forgotten about, even though that was a truly amazing strike. And then Kyle Wootton wins the free. We're putting the pressure on by this point. I started to believe that we were going to win by this point, and I turned to the people behind me when he was putting the ball down for the free kick, and I said, "Oh, it's going in." This. At no point did I believe it was going in. I just wanted, in case it did go in, I wanted people to point at me and go, "Hey, he said it! He said it!" I just wanted that moment of validation.
The conversations around me were me peering at Charlotte. So Charlotte is not an Ollie Norwood fan. She, like, in her head, his shots are the ones that he just kind of skies. They're not the set pieces in the same way. So it was looking at Charlotte, kind of raising my eyebrows, which is exactly what I did after he scored as well. And then the conversation behind me was around how far away from the goal this was. I don't know the answer. Do you? That they thought it was about 35 yards.
Yeah. But it's one of them. It's different now because we get the. I mean, before we even finished celebrating, I'd seen it on my phone and it got shown. A great little niche thing of when the replay was shown on the big screen and everyone did a bit of a, whoa, God. Like, it's very rare that you see that when you see a goal again on the big screen. Because like back in the old days, you'd see a goal and you'd have to wait until like the next day to see the highlights. So you see a goal and people you'd go home and tell people about it. And you're like, oh, it was great. It was like 25 yards out. And then you'll tell someone else, you'll be like, oh, it was 30 yards. And then someone else will actually say, yeah, it's 35. And it just keeps going up until you see it again. And then you're like, oh, it's like 25. But that was about 30, 35 yards. The most impressive part of it for me is that no one laid it off to him. That was a complete dead ball and to hit it. And then, of course, for it to go in off the bar, we don't need to talk about my sexual fetish. We know I've got a thing for the ball going off the bar. It's fine. Let's not dwell on that too much. Something interesting that people might not have picked up on from the highlights. The linesman doesn't flag to say it's a goal until Kyle Wotton puts it in. Which is alarming.
That straight away, because the way it bounced, I've got horrible form for thinking goals have gone in when they haven't. And obviously on the Tuesday
we have one of them
night,
Tuesday.
We'd had that kind of it wasn't even really close, was it? But it looked closer than it was. So I was relieved to see what's kind of pile in and, make it for sure. On the replay,
just imagine the head loss.
Clearer.
Imagine the head loss if Watts hadn't followed that in and then it hadn't been given.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing we'd be talking about all season. That would have relegated the Kelman goal to second place in the injustices of the past year or so. Because wow. Yeah, and then when you see the players celebrating, and both Jesse Febs and Danny Andrew, I have the hands on there. I think Gary Stockport did that a few years back when I think it was Courtney Meppen-Walters at Harrogate, and he scored from about 45 yards out, and he's on the touchline, and they're all celebrating, and Gary Stockport's just like just can't believe it. I love that. I love that when these little human moments where they almost become like a fan. It was almost the same reaction we had because I couldn't even celebrate that goal. I was just like, what the fuck?
But do you know what, though? It didn't even make it into the EFL top 5 goals on Saturday. And in fairness, they were crackers. And, a lot of them were from open play. So I suppose, maybe
I think the one that won, because there was one that had 5 goals in a public vote, a poll on there. And the one that won, I think, was from the halfway line with the goalkeeper out of position.
Yes.
I am not having it.
I think it was Mansfield and Hendry.
Yes, it had Callum Hendry. That was it. Yeah.
Not Callum Hendry. Another.
Is it
Hendry.
not Callum? Is it another Hendry?
Callum's gone off to Motherwell.
Oh, yeah, she's all right. Nice one. Oh, God, brilliant.
Get that back out. United with Al. They're both.
Oh, of course he is. Yeah. So it was a goal from the halfway line with the keeper out of position. I refuse to accept that is a better goal than a dead ball. Not that it matters. We're almost straying into that whole thing of where they have the 11, the best 11 of the league from that week, and everyone will be like, "Well, why is my team's player not in?" It's like, you saw. Yeah. You watched all the other 11 games, did you? But I suppose it's different with goals. But either way, what a strike that is. And Ollie Norwood's performance all day. I was talking to people behind me, and I was saying I want him as captain, full stop. I never got having a 21-year-old as captain. A 21-year-old in bait I think it'd do him a bit of a disservice to say he's quiet or he keeps things on the down low. I think focused is the word you'd use. Focused, single-minded. But he doesn't strike me as a big talker. Whereas to have obviously the stuff he said to Louis Barry last season, saying, "I'm going to make you a better player, but you're not going to like it." That just screams captain material to me. And the way, even at 1-0 down and a man down, he's talking everyone through the game. He's directing the play. And it was just a proper captain's performance. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I think having looked at his stats for the I'm genuinely concerned about his he needs to be wrapped in cotton wool and protected at all costs, because
he's not had an injury for about 5 years, so I
just feel like the amount that the level of his contribution is kind of unsurpassed. And one of the things you can do on StatsBomb is it can look at it'll look at the profile of Ollie Norwood and be like, right, we need to look for another player. So the closest one to him, which I think is really interesting, is a player called George Broadbent at Donny. And but obviously, like based on stats from last season, as actually I don't even know if he's even still there. But that's what we need to be looking for as well, because his work ethic, his contribution, like the way he was on the pitch after the goal on Saturday, he was, getting the crowd pumped up. He was, directing every single, like, right, you're there, this is what we're doing, we're going forward. And yeah, it was that it felt like he was entirely responsible for that momentum. And I am genuinely worried about what happens if he's not available for some time.
Yeah, that's just touch wood, and like you said, having wrapped in cotton wool. What was your overriding feeling walking out of the ground on Saturday then? Because for me, I just got this feeling that come the end of the season, that's the game we're going to be looking back at and saying that was an enormous win for us. To be down to 10 men and a goal down, and to come back like that is fantastic.
Liverpool have just scored again. I think that, there was very much, it was a sense of relief. It was a sense, I'm not entirely sure how we pulled that off. Like one of the things, there was someone on the radio just before me that was a County fan that was like kind of enthusing about how we'd played and how brilliant we'd been. And I didn't see that at all. Glimpses of it, yeah. I mean, it comes back to this whole, we've managed to get wins this season that we haven't necessarily deserved. And we have taken the opportunities when we've had them. I think Saturday is a little bit different because of how those goals originated and where they came from. I wouldn't say I came away kind of feeling negative, but it was very much I'm not entirely sure how we pulled that off.
But I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. And looking at Burton, where do you see their season go? I mean, I think as far as this league goes, you're always going to be expecting Burton to be bottom end, but do you think they've still got what it takes to probably just keep their head slightly above water?
I think it's too soon to tell. I think collectively they didn't look a bad side, but with so much in this league, it depends what other people do. So Mansfield are a really good example, had like an awful start and then have won the next like 3 or 4, and on Saturday, whoever they were playing, and it was someone decent. Oh, Leighton Orient. They won 4-1. And, now, apparently, according to Harry, they're going to be absolutely fine. Literally 2 weeks ago, Harry was, predicting that they were going to be bottom of the league and stay there all season.
Yeah.
So I think, with the points where they are at the moment, and a win and loss has a massive impact. That won't be the case as we kind of get on through the season. At the moment, you've got Donny and Bradford like well up there. It's not going to be the case, despite what the Bradford fans will tell you. So I think it's too soon to tell. I think we made them look better than I expected them to look, I think. So yeah, we'll see.
It feeds in once again to what you were saying about it being basically pre-season still. I think we're at the very least, we're at least 4 weeks off being able to probably make any accurate assessments about how things are going to go. There's going to be
and we've got a week. Hey, when's transfer deadline day? Is it next Monday?
What date are we on?
It won't be Sunday.
It's the 1st, so it's next Monday.
Oh, that'll be exciting then.
We can do a little something Monday, can't we?
We can get get the chicken involved if he's still talking to me after. Oh God, he rang me on Wednesday, and and then I got a text on Saturday when we were 1-0 down to Burton saying, what's going on? I'm fucking losing, Liam. That's what's going on.
Yeah, it happens. We'll see.
A ball went in the net. That's what happened. I don't want to talk about it. Don't want to hear about how you think that Charlie should be worshipping and actually this is an interesting point, and I've talked to a few people about this. So the Bradford fans are saying, you know, Charlie's really bitter. He should have congratulated them on a good win, and you know that they played well and all of this. But Charlie is so kind of laser focused on what we're doing, and it almost doesn't matter what the other team's doing. It's about what we're doing and how we respond to it. You know, Sars could have been, I don't know, doing a chicken dance on.
God, imagine the Headloss.
You know, and it wouldn't have even been on his radar. He'd have been looking at what someone was doing off the ball on the other side of the pitch. And, you know, so that comes across as bitter, as standoffish. I think it's just how it is. And like I was trying to say that you're not special. It wasn't a kind of an intentional slur on you and your, you know.
Well, we see it quite a lot though. Like when we have been beaten by someone who's deserved to beat us, you'll always get the opposition fans in the comments to his interview saying, "Oh, he didn't congratulate us." Well, A, managers never do, and B, all we're seeing is his public interview. We don't know what was said in person. They probably had a good drink together, and he said, "Oh, I liked what you did here." You know, this sort of thing, because these managers do. Something that goes hand in hand with with your favourite running joke is that the new Morecambe manager was on a coaching course with Charlie recently.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, did not send you the picture. There's a picture of him. Oh, I'll get that for you after. Yeah.
And they won, didn't they? Like a last minute winner yesterday.
Yeah, and then they lost. Well, they won on Saturday and then they lost today. Lost 4-0 today.
Today.
Oh yeah, it was full program in non-league today. Imagine asking for recommendations for non-league football matches to watch, and then instead going on a tour of the Etihad Stadium. As I saw people, I don't even know who it was. I just saw people whinging about it on Twitter today.
I mean, if that's all people have got to whinge about, then
I know it's good, isn't it? When I went on Radio Manchester before, they were talking about Man United
for the radio.
Yeah. Well, you know, Well, you keep going on. So I thought, well, equality and all that. Should, when's the world going to be weighted in the favour of white men? That's what I want to know. They had a Man United fan on before, for like 10 minutes before me, and just when I came on, I was just like, oh, some people have got problems, haven't they? God. The way they were talking, it's wild. What a club. Right, we should get on to Wigan before we wrap up, right after this. So, this might surprise you. It might shock you. You might look at it and think, yeah, fair enough. I'm desperate to win tomorrow night. I don't like the sort of... I know the league's been the priority for obvious reasons, but I do not like this almost disrespect we've shown the cup competitions at times. We are 90 minutes away from a potential big draw. The sort of, and not even necessarily. I'm not even referring to like a winnable game against a Premier League team, but that trip to a ground that we don't get to go to, you know, the likes of Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal, something like that. I will genuinely be really miffed in your car home tomorrow night if we don't win. Sorry to tell you.
All right, good. It's something to look forward to. Yeah, I mean, Sam Tickle is the best normative determinism goalkeeper ever. He's there kind of been their star player. They've not had the best, kind of changeable start. Drawn 1, won 2, lost 2. They beat Northampton and Peterborough. They lost to Orient and Luton, and they drew with Rotherham. So only Orient there in terms of kind of comparable scores. And I think it was just before they played us, wasn't it? So they've gone on to draw and then lose to Mansfield at the weekend. Paul Mullen has returned to his old ways of scoring last minute goals. So that's something to look forward to.
Exciting.
Most of their goals or most of their XG comes from set pieces. So they're quite similar to us in that, at the moment. Yeah, Sarah Costello as well is one to watch, but it honestly could go either way, I think.
You'd expect us to see changes again in personnel. I mean, you'd imagine Kyle Wootton will be starting after playing an hour on Saturday. I don't know. I think the only one that's guaranteed is Ben Hinchliffe to start. Probably keep the same midfield too, because what else do we have really? It's going to have to be.
Yeah. Newcastle have scored. It's 2-1.
And that's £40 in Nick's pocket. Thank you very much.
Why? What, did you have both teams to score?
No, I had over 2 cards, over 2 goals, and Hugo Ekitike to score. Result. Thank you, Bet365. Take that, Stoke. It's coming out of their playing budget.
Is it Bet365 that have got Thierry Henry?
Oh, I don't know.
Someone's...
He's not popping up on the
app. No, it's Betway. Anyway, we don't like betting on this podcast.
No, boo. Don't bet. Don't bet unless you're definitely going to win. That's my motto.
And if you do say that you are going to bet because you know that something's going to happen, it's best that you do. Unless you have a betting problem, and then,
Yeah, if you have a betting problem, facilities are available. You can talk to Frank.
And when the fun stops, stop.
Yeah, but when the fun starts, start. I always feel they don't cover both bases with that motto.
Yeah. So yeah, the review for both tomorrow and Saturday is Paul Mullen is going to be the pantomime villain that we've missed like a hole in the head, and we're just going to see how things go. Oh, it's James Tiger as well at Wigan, isn't it? He's the most imaginatively named offspring.
Yes, of course. Yeah. I forgot about him. Yeah, he played against us last season. Well, there's plenty to look forward to then.
Yeah.
And of course, the cup draw is Wednesday night before the Grimsby and Man United game on Sky, I believe. The cup draw that we will be in.
Right. Well, let's see. Either way, I will be in to the whole Wigan kebab thing tomorrow night.
Yep. So are the finger posts apparently, because they're leaving. They're leaving in about 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, we'll be on karaoke. You've got Charlotte and Anna for company. I might even let you sit in the front.
Thank you. That's the one question I wanted to clear up. Anything else before we go?
No, I don't think so. No.
Good.
No.
Tell them to like and subscribe.
Slight admin thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's not really admin at all, but I know it's a kind of topic of discussion. It would appear that the Plymouth fans are pretty convinced that game will be on. Yeah. So I think assume that it is. You know, people have been asking about sale or return. The club are always really good about that. So, Dan, if you don't want to brave a coach, you can totally come with me for karaoke. I forget that like everyone can't see the comments. We should do that thing. You can do it now, can't you? Where they just come through live and it's like a TikTok live. Like
I've just switched it. Someone leave a comment now. Let's
will
see what
it
happens.
come on?
Come on, someone leave a comment.
Oh my god,
Hurry
it
up.
is like a TikTok live. It's like the P. Louise ones that Charlotte watches with it's like a QVC thing. And they're like, oh, hello, Dan's here for the first time. Hello, Dan. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that's very small.
It is very small.
Oh, I don't know if I like that. Oh no. Well, we'll call that a failed experiment, shall we, Anna?
Yeah, it wasn't very good. I didn't like that. You bought a seat. Well, I mean, honestly, that's on you. But if you decide to bail and want to come home with me, then that came out wrong. Let's move on.
That was very well worded. Fantastic. We'll have more of that. I was going to say that can go in the trailer, but you have no idea how many clips I have for the trailer this week. I might have to start making them longer. The trailers might end up longer than the episodes the way it's going. Right, I think we should wrap it up there. So we'll see you at Wigan tomorrow night. You'll see them at Wigan Saturday.
Yeah. Gosh,
Like,
we're
what more
lucky,
can you-
aren't we? We're twice in like 5 days.
That really is the dream, isn't it? Like two visits to Wigan in a week. Just it's close. It's close. That's the main thing. Right.
Yeah, it's fine. And parking is available through the club website for tomorrow. It went on sale earlier. So there's another bit of helpful admin, which is going to be completely irrelevant. Well, no, it won't be. It won't be. This is the week that the podcast isn't out of date by the time that there is a Tuesday fixture.
Yeah. We're with the we are the zeitgeist.
More of this. Yeah. So if you're booking parking for Saturday, I guess it'll be available midweek. I don't know.
Yeah. And we will be back live our normal time of 8 p.m. Sunday next week, unless Hannah gets itchy feet and books another weekend away.
Yeah, good. It's the girl's birthday on Friday, so it's.
Oh, lovely! Happy birthday to the girls.
Thanks.
From all of us here at SK3 TV. One of those being their parent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we'll be back 8 p.m. Sunday, looking back at both Wigan games, any transfer news and rumours in between now and then, and also having a slight look ahead to the Wolves under-21s game that really we don't care about.
Oh, I'm going to that too. I'd forgotten about that.
I might. Well, I'm off Tuesdays, so it's possible I'll end up going.
Yes.
Yes.
You can sit on the front row with me and wave to the camera again.
Maybe I'll bring a visitor for the first time.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, we
there
can get her a first visit sticker and certificate.
Oh yeah. It's not her first visit though. She's been in the away end beforehand.
Yeah, but her first visit.
We'll see. No, it's fine though. It's fine though. We don't have to tell Steve Bellis. Nobody tag him on Facebook, please, for the love of God. I'm sure he'd thank you. Right, Hannah, say goodbye to everybody.
Bye. Safe travels tomorrow. See you.
Bye. Safe travels on the long journey.
Kebab thing in my face.
Yeah. Don't come and say hello while we're eating, please.
No, well, yeah, but if you see me afterwards, just ignore the fact that I've got like food down me.
I bought some beige like chinos last week, and every day I've contemplated wearing them, I've been put off because I've thought, no, I'll end up spilling something down them.
Yeah,
and then I'll look an idiot. So I'll just sit and look at them instead.
I've got like, now that the girls are very nearly 12, I've started buying white clothes again, or light colored clothes. But I realise that I'm the risk, not them. So,
yeah, it's very much a you problem.
If I'm not eating, then I'll wear them out, and then I'll just like sit in something probably. Like,
Yeah.
or someone will spill something on me, but it will also be my fault.
Yeah, it'll probably be me. I'll probably spill something. That's the type of thing I do. Right, we'll be back 8 p.m. Sunday. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, whether you've tuned in live or on catch up, or even the people who read it on the audio. But you're all right too. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.